Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. I'm your host, Peter Surs. And before we start, I would just like to tell you guys if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, give it a rate, give it a review, share it. You could even subscribe if you want. That would be cool. And also, I do need to mention that we have a sponsor. And you guys know that I've been using like CBD and THC to help with my just overall health and well-being. So I partnered up with the band Elixicure, and they have really good CBD cream that I love. It smells nice. They have different scents. I was going to say flavors, but they have different scents. So if you go to elixicure.com, that's ELIXIQCURE.com. Use my code 10 pounds and you'll get a discount and you'll have an awesome new CBD product that you might like. And if you don't like it, they'll give you your money back. That's actually not true, but whatever. So yeah. Anyway, cool. My guest today is so many things, and this is another example of how the internet works now. Is like I have some of these guests that I've never actually met in person, and so I'm going to be getting to know my guests just at the same time as you guys are. So my guest is an actor, model, brand ambassador, host, even though she doesn't want to use that term. She does hosting stuff. And we're going to get to know her. I'm excited because I know she's really into like fitness and golf and stuff, which I don't know anything about golf, but I'm sure she'll tell us. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Steph Langnas, guys. Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
This is, I don't know if you know this, but this is, we are now among the top 100 in fitness-based podcasts.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
I know. So
Love that.
we're hoping that we get into the top 10, but the guys that are in the top 10 are pretty popular. So
After this one, you'll be in top 10.
you
for
think?
sure.
Oh yeah, let's do it. I like it. I like it.
Confidence.
So like I said, we've never met before. I just know you from the internet, which is kind of weird. We live in that day and age now,
Totally.
where you can just say hi to someone that you've never met. You're from Florida.
Florida.
What
South
part
Florida.
of South Florida?
Yeah.
What part?
Like greater Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay.
Delray Beach.
What beach?
Delray.
Delray Beach.
Yeah.
So, okay, when you hear people, because I've actually never been to Florida, I'm going in April.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Well, actually, yeah. So I'm going in April. I'm going to be in Cocoa Beach.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Never been, and then I'll be in Tampa for like a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
and then in July I'm going to be in Miami.
Okay, that's like the big town, obviously.
Yeah, obviously
We know
305.
Yep.
So okay, cool. So when you hear people badmouth Florida,
Oh my gosh.
it gets
Every
a bad
time.
it gets a bad rap.
And it's like every comedian's like favorite joke too. Every
Of
time I go to
course.
a show, there's a whole segment on Florida. I'm like, here we go. Let me sit back and hear how horrible my state is. Also,
But I mean, there's some crazy shit that happens in
so
Florida.
much. The people are out of control.
I mean, people everywhere are out of control. But yeah, like, how do you feel? How does that make you feel though when people talk about Florida?
I mean, it's like what they're saying is usually very accurate. Like the things we do hear about, like whenever I read like big things that are happening on the news, it always is like Florida man,
Right.
like Florida
Yeah.
woman. It's just how it is. Like there are some parts of Florida where there are characters and just crazy things go down more than other
It
places.
does
I
seem
know.
like it happens more in Florida than anywhere
Yeah.
else.
It
Like,
doesn't bother me.
yeah, I don't know if you know this story, and Alex, I don't know if you've heard this story, but you know, as comics, I at least will read through like just the news every day for
Sure.
like a few minutes just to see if I'm out. This would be cool.
Of course.
And there was a guy who got arrested because he was
I'm ready for this one.
he was selling. It's been a while since I read this article, but I should talk about it on stage. So he was selling basically golden tickets to heaven for like $1,000 each, I want to say.
Huh.
And he ended up getting caught. Him and his wife were selling them, and he ended up getting caught with like something like $80,000. So he convinced 80 people that he had a golden ticket to heaven, but he also had like
I don't even know what that means.
yeah. So that he had like meth and all these other
Oh.
things too.
That sounds like Florida
Yeah,
for sure.
got arrested. Then after that, wrote himself he found a checkbook, and so he wrote himself a check for like $300 billion and tried to cash it. And obviously they arrested him, and it was the same guy So he had gotten arrested for selling fake tickets to heaven, whatever. People wanted their money back and started complaining, whatever. But
Okay.
then he got caught for cashing this check. And then when they asked him like why he tried to cash a check so expensive, he said that his dream in life was to open up the most extravagant restaurant in the world, and he was going to open it underwater, and it was going to be an Italian restaurant so that people could eat Italian food and watch the sea life go by.
This guy sounds like a real entrepreneur.
I mean, kind
a real
of.
go-getter.
He made $80,000. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm probably not going to make $80,000 by the end of this year.
But that's like an actual success story. Like the Florida stories I'm like weirded out by are like the ones where the guy calls like 911 because like McDonald's is out of chicken nuggets.
Right.
And they like call the police. That's like a true story.
Yeah, for sure.
That happens.
So what was it like when you grew up in Florida?
What was it like when I grew up in Florida? I mean, everyone's always like, oh, like were you like swimming in the Everglades? Is that how you got to school? Like on Crocodile?
Hilarious.
Like no. It was very suburban. Lots of fun. We did like a lot of like the typical like country stuff, I guess. Like we loved tailgates and like the mud. And
Are you familiar with the term redneck margarita? I just know it from a Carrie Underwood song, and I don't know what it is still.
That's a little bit more country than Florida, but it
Got
is
it.
pretty country over there. But that's like really, really, really country.
But
like,
do you know what it is?
Uh,
Do you know what's in a redneck margarita? Me neither.
I don't know. I mean, I know there's like moonshine, probably something like that.
We should Google this right
Let's
now.
absolutely Google it.
I don't
I'm
know.
probably gonna know when you
I
say
don't know
it.
what the fuck Carrie Underwood's talking about. Redneck. Wait.
But she's from like. where's
She's
she
from Oklahoma.
Okay, see, like
the
that's-
recipe calls for it's a beer margarita. So
Okay, I figured.
Oh yeah.
So it's
We put the Corona in it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
essentially
yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
It's like an upside down Corona in your margarita. It's like everywhere.
So you just
yeah.
add beer to a margarita.
You literally take a Corona and you put it into a margarita.
Yeah. Pretty
All right,
standard.
that's-
We also
Yeah.
do this really cool thing where you put like a lime or in your Corona and you put your thumb on top of it and you go like this upside down and it like infuses. I did that my first time out here and people were like, "What are you doing?"
Wait, so say that. I don't drink. Say that. You have to tell me this again.
Okay, so Corona bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
Take a lime.
Uh-huh.
Stick it in the Corona.
Uh-huh.
Put your thumb. It doesn't work for me. My thumbs are too small, but guys can do it. Mine spills. Put your thumb on top of the thing so you plug the bottle.
Uh-huh.
Turn it upside down,
Yeah.
and it like infuses the whole beer. It's really cool to watch.
But
it.
I've seen people put like
It's a Corona lime.
limes in beers.
Yeah, but you drop it in. This is
Uh-huh.
like infusing. I don't know. I see it in
Interesting.
Florida. People do it.
Okay, and you do it still
I hate Corona.
Okay.
But sorry.
because you don't like Mexicans.
That's it. You got me. I just don't like Corona.
It's okay. I don't like any beer, so
Really?
no, I don't drink.
Oh,
Like,
good for you.
the name of this
Fitness.
podcast is "The Camera Adds 10 Pounds." So I mean,
I wish I could do that. I
Who-
probably would lose 10 pounds.
if you stop
Stop drinking.
drinking,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have 10 pounds to lose, but probably.
Thanks, guys.
You probably could still if you did. I tell people all the time, like when they're like, I need to lose, like, I just need to, I'm like, just stop drinking for like a month.
It's true.
Just see what happens for like 1 month. Just don't drink. And they're like, oh, but I can't. I'm like, well, then enjoy that little piece of, thing that you can't get rid of.
Yeah, it's hard with like social things, but like I definitely have calmed down on like doing it all the time and like the partying aspect.
Uh-huh.
I've definitely slowed down a little bit, but it's very hard in social settings. Like even just last night we were like watching the game. It's just hard to like not.
Oh, and that's night
just
was
take-
Monday, huh? My days are all messed
Yeah,
up.
Monday Night Football, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just hard not to have like a beer with your friends or just like get a drink.
I get it.
That's something like that.
I understand.
Right.
I mean, I've been there
Yeah.
when I was your age.
Oh,
And now I know to
I'm
not
wild.
not give a fuck
Yeah.
about social. I mean, I don't even really find myself in social settings other than like after a show or like before a show, and we're just kind of hanging out. And that's for me, for comics at least. I feel like for the most part, that's our social setting, right?
I feel like you guys are crazy though. So I've never really met like
Well,
a sober comic before.
There. Were we talking about this last night?
A lot of comics go sober like halfway, like after like 5 or 6 years of spending every night in a comedy club. Sobriety is a
Oh.
requirement.
Yeah.
it's,
At some
Sure.
point,
Gets a little rough.
People usually have like, if they go complete, like if they like with me, like I just never got into drinking because my dad was an alcoholic, and then he graduated to like meth and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So for me, it was just like I was like, okay, well, I don't want to end up like that,
Right.
But then for comics, we all have stuff that we've been through. I feel like,
Yeah.
I also feel like the first couple of years it's a stage fright that
Oh, yeah,
it
for sure.
loosens you, and then
Yeah.
as you
Totally.
go on you need it less.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think just like with like the lifestyle, like being on the road and driving and fucking
Mm-hmm.
driving home overnight and shit like that, like it catches up to you. But I think because of the lifestyle, it's easier for people to be like, okay, like I'm tired or I just need an escape. So they turn to those things. They turn to alcohol or
Yeah.
hard drugs or like, all right, I got to drive all night. So I'm going to do a couple bumps like
Yeah.
before I get in the
That's the
road.
worst.
Yeah.
That I see that all the time.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I'm not going to name any names, but I was, okay,
Name 'em.
I'm not going to name any names. So I'll just say this. I was performing in Colorado Springs. Have you ever been?
Yep.
Oh, really?
I love Colorado.
Oh, really? Me too.
Yeah.
I love Colorado too. But you've been to Colorado Springs?
Like near there.
Okay, so
Not like spent days there.
so Colorado Springs is like 90 minutes south, I think, of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of times there's an airport in Colorado Springs. I got to make the story short. Okay, long story short, we were riding back from Colorado Springs to Denver because that's where I was going to catch my plane back home. And I was with two other comics. And because I was the sober one, they're like, well, why don't you just drive us back to Denver and then we can drink? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So while we're in the car, these guys, and keep in mind, I only met them like that weekend. It wasn't like we knew each other
Were
before
these
that.
Denver comics?
No.
Don't
No.
say anything.
That's
Don't
why I'm
say
not going to
anything.
name any
Okay.
names.
They're listening right now. Like, damn it.
And we're in the car, and when this one of the guys is like, "Hey, is it cool? Is it cool if we do blow right here in the car?" And I'm like, "I mean, I guess, yeah, sure." Like, but the thing that was got like cocaine, I feel like is kind of a social drug or something. Like, these dudes were literally, we were driving back, and they were just gonna hang out at this guy's house until the morning when the guy's flight. Like, I feel like cocaine, like I'm just saying, I've never done cocaine, but if
Yeah.
I did, like, I would want to be around like girls or something.
Oh, what?
Like, I would want the party to go somewhere, not just hanging out with me and this dude, and then we're just gonna hang out and do God knows what for like the
That's because
night.
you don't do coke. People that do coke all the time, it's just like I'd eat my breakfast, like do my coke, like
And like, it was just weird because
normal
I'm
for
like,
them.
I don't know, I would. It was weird to me, but I'd never seen it in that close proximity either. Like, I've been to places where people are obviously, what's going on, but like never like right next to me in the car.
Whenever
Yeah.
people ask, I just let them know, like, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna be your friend.
Okay.
Yeah, like you
I'm
can
not
do
gonna be
it.
your
You
friend.
can do it, but I'm turning the music up.
Okay.
yeah.
It was interesting, but anyway, I don't even know how we got to talking about that. Oh, so you were talking about social settings and I don't
Yeah.
know how I got to talking about blow in the car. Oh, we were
Yeah.
talking about comedians and our vices and being sober. Yeah. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just for me, it's always just been something that I wasn't into, but there are a lot of comics that are obviously super into it. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't do drugs ever. Never have. Never
good for
will.
you. Ever?
Ever.
No kind of drugs at all.
Oh, I mean, like.
What part of Florida?
I know.
No wonder you left.
Oh, like I mean, I just smoked some weed one time, but
Okay,
like
that's not. I don't.
I
you
don't
c-
put that there.
I don't consider weed a drug anymore.
Okay, thank you. So, but
Yeah.
other than that, I've never done anything.
Okay. What about mushrooms?
Never.
Okay.
Like Advil, ibuprofen.
Oh, those are the worst
I
than
know.
mushrooms. That's actually
I'm crazy.
That's actually why I started doing like CBD, like tinctures and like rubs because
You like it?
I love it.
It works.
I
get mixed reviews.
I think there are some just like anything else, there are brands that are better than others.
Sure.
Elix Secure Cream, one of the best. But like as far as like the tinctures, so like I was to the point where like I was running a lot, and I'm getting older. I'm 40. So like my bones would just be like aching sometimes, and my muscles, and like this recovery takes a lot longer as you get older. And it was to the point where like I was eating like or taking like 3, 4, 5, 6 Advil or like Aleve every
Wow.
day for like a while, and and being a healthy person and person that's like that is knowledgeable in like health and fitness and whatnot.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't good. It's bad for inflammation. Like it messes up with your like inflammation if you take a lot of like pain pills like that.
I've heard like liver and stuff.
Yeah, it messes up your liver, and there's just so
Sure.
many things that it's just like not. And all it's doing is masking the pain.
Right.
Instead of like actually treating it and
Right.
helping you like alleviate all those things. So then someone suggested I do CBD, like tinctures, and I was still in the mind. This is like a couple years ago, and I was still in the mindset where like I'm like, no, no drugs, no nothing, you know, like, and they're like, no, it's not a drug. And then so I started kind of learning about the science behind it. This is actually a tribute to my friend Rachel Wolfson. She was the one that kind of put me onto all this
Yay,
stuff.
Rachel.
You know Rachel?
No.
Oh, she's really big in the cannabis community.
Oh.
She's a comic too.
Oh.
But and so that I kind of dabbled with it, and then within like it wasn't like overnight, but like over the course of like a month or so, I did start feeling better, and I did not need to take any Advil or anything after a while. And now it's like I almost never take Advil, and I haven't slowed down at all. It's just it really does help.
So you take it mostly for pain?
Yes.
Because my best friend says it like takes the edge off for her, like anxiety.
I'm sure that there's there's different strains of like the CBD. Like there's some that are made for like sleeping, and so there's probably some
Right.
that are good for that. I'm very like wound, so that didn't help me. What did help me was ending up like doing THC also.
Right.
So I combined them, and that actually does help me relax and unwind. And,
I'll have to try it. I have not
yeah.
tried it.
Oh man, we should have brought some. God
Should've
damn
brought
it.
some.
I'm sorry. In the future.
Definitely.
So you grew up in Florida, whatever. You don't do drugs, which is great. When did you start golfing? Because you're like a big golf person.
Yeah. I mean, I started 3 years ago, so in the
Oh,
golf
really?
world, that's really not a long
You're
time.
like a baby, yeah.
Yeah, but once I decided that I wanted to play and I wanted to be good, I like trained every day and practiced every single day. So I kind of like shoved like 5 years into like 3.
Yeah.
But most people start when they're younger, like
Of
with their
course.
dad or
Like Tiger Woods.
Yes, like high school, college, competing.
Right.
I have not done that, but I did start playing, and I started training with my coach. He was like a former PGA guy, worked like for Golf Channel, and then it just kind of like led into the like business side of things, like in the Instagram world and stuff. And then I was working for a golf company at the time, and then Wilson Golf found me, and so I do some stuff for them now.
You don't have to be modest. You can like shout it out, dude. It's fine.
I'm awesome. No, so I work with Oath Wilson now and like a bunch of other brands. I have my own line of head covers with this company called Stymie Golf Supply. It's called the Steph Langnas collection.
No shit.
yeah,
like
they're
it's
really cool.
named after you.
Yeah, if you go on the website,
Wow.
click on the Steph Langnas collection. They're really cool. They're like
Head
very
covers
vintage,
are like the little fuzzy things that go on top of the golf club thing, right?
like
yeah.
the socks or whatever you want to call them.
What do yours look like? Do you have pictures?
Yeah, of course.
Let me see.
You want to see?
Of course.
So if you go to
Your sales are going to skyrocket from me just talking about it on
Guys,
this podcast.
They're awesome. I only do products that I believe in and
Good.
that
That's
I
I'm
would
the same
use.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turn down a lot of stuff. I'm like, this is.
I see a lot of
scam.
people like promoting stuff, and I'm like, bitch,
Well, yeah.
buy my tea, and I'm like, man, get
Like, you
outta
don't
here.
drink that.
You're fucking flat.
So if you go
tummy
to
tea.
Stymie Golf Supply,
Oh, yeah.
you do the drop down, and then it'll say the Steph Langnas collection.
No shit. Look at that.
And
That's
there-
you right there.
That's me.
Can you guys hear? Show the camera. Look at that.
That's me.
That's cool.
Thanks.
I want my
love
own
them.
collection of something.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, so there's like 3 different fabrics. Steph Langnas fabric number 1, fabric number 2,
wow.
fabric number 3.
So now, how does this work? Do they go and put together the designs and then they show them to you? They're like, "What do you think about this?" And you're like, "Nope."
No.
Or like, do you go through a thing and like, "Okay, I want this and this."
They sent me the fabrics,
Uh-huh.
and I chose the 3 that I
Wow.
put them together myself.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really
That's
cool
awesome.
company. Love them.
And so, when did you move to LA?
Like 6 or 7 years
Okay,
ago.
so you started
maybe
golfing
6.
after you moved here.
Yeah,
Got it.
because I just worked in a golf store thing, and I was just like, whoa! I picked up a club, and I was like, yes. And I live at home in Florida. I live on in a golf country club,
Oh shit.
so I've always been around golf. And
Steph grew up rich, guys.
no,
That's
no,
what you're
no.
trying to say.
Now I live. Great.
It's the complete
Now
opposite of how I grew up. I grew up in a place where we couldn't flush the toilet and run the shower at the same time. So I mean,
Okay, no, don't get it twisted. I'm from Florida, but I am like I was
Yeah,
raised
that's
like
all
South
of Florida,
Philly.
Peter. You can't do that there either.
What?
Don't let her build it up. You can't flush the
Oh.
toilet.
Yeah.
I bet she can't hear that. She's on a golf course.
Now I do. I
Wait, now you live on a golf course.
Yeah.
Here.
No,
In
I don't personally live there. My home
Got
that
it.
my parents moved
Got
to is in a golf country
Okay. Are they
club.
like retired or are they just?
No,
Okay.
it was just a nice neighborhood, and it happens to have a golf course.
Yeah.
Golf course.
I mean, of course. I've never met a bad. I've never seen a bad neighborhood that's on a golf course.
Yeah, but I didn't always live there.
It's okay. It's fine.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to be embarrassed.
I
It's
know.
fine. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make fun. I was just like, oh wow, yeah.
No, I didn't grow up like all like bougie and rich though.
Okay, you
No.
didn't.
No, I did not.
Okay.
at all. But yeah, then my dad's an entrepreneur. He started a company out of the back of his car and it
Oh, wow.
blew up. And he
What kind
just-
of company?
It's called United Medco. It's a managed care company. It's a pharmaceutical type thing. And so he literally was
So your
like
dad sold drugs.
pretty much that's what he does. Yeah, no, he was like that in South Philly.
To
Yes.
an epidemic.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is
Yeah,
funny,
we
though.
have a nice golf course home that
Right.
we only sold heroin to poor Floridians.
Oh, no.
Designer heroin.
No, like prescriptions, like over the counter stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's like a big thing in Florida.
yeah. Well, he had this whole new idea for it, and he started it out of the car, and now it's huge.
Wow, that's cool.
Top 500 fastest growing companies. Or
Really?
5,000, the Inc. 5,000, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of taking in his footsteps because you got your own kind of businesses going on.
Yeah, it is kind of fun, like being your own boss.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, for comics, like that's one of the cool things is just like not having to answer to anybody. I mean, obviously, like there's
True.
people that like have to book us for work that we have to like hope that they like us, but at the end of it, like I think that's like because I did acting and stuff too for like a while and whatnot, but like when I started stand up, it was cool for me because it was like this is me telling stories about me or stuff that I made up or whatever it is, but
Right.
like this is all me. So like if they like it, they like what I made, not
Right.
like, you know, if you're acting in something that's like somebody else's words and you're bringing your interpretation to it, but it's still like someone else wrote it, someone else directed, you know what I mean? But like in
Right.
stand up, it's like it's just us up there.
Right.
So if you like us, you like us, and if you don't, you know,
You're creating it.
yeah.
How often do people not like it?
Um,
Like the
I,
crowd.
I think it just depends. I don't think anyone last night liked me. I was like, we did a show last night.
Vegas.
It was weird, right?
Yeah, it was light. It was very light. I think
Okay.
all comedy shows are weird when they're light.
Yeah.
Because there's expectation on the few people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean,
It's like so. Here's the
I don't
thing.
think they
So
liked really anybody.
I mean, it wasn't until the end that they kind of like started laughing, but even then,
But
it
more
was still
people
like,
filed in toward the
Yeah.
end too. That hotel gets busier when it gets later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made it weird was like there was like a section right in front of this. It was it's a small room, but there was like a section of seats right in front of the stage that nobody
one
sat
sat
in.
in.
Nobody. So there's like 2 rows of seats, and then there's a walkway, and then there's like couches in the back. And so the few people that were there sat in the very back, and then the other people that would come in would sit over in the back of the bar. So you're like, that already creates like a disconnect. So, but I will say comedy is subjective. So I don't think there's anybody that everybody universally can agree on.
Isn't it true though that like when you have a crowd that's really small, it's like a good time to try out new jokes or
For
like
sure.
a rehearsal?
For sure. But like I mean, it really, honestly, I think everyone's different because I think some comics like the idea. I think it depends on where they are in their careers. Like, I'll just use an example. Like if Joe Rogan goes into a sold out comedy store,
Oh.
he's probably going to do a mixture because no matter what, even if he tries out new stuff and he bombs, he's still Joe Rogan. Whereas someone that's like unknown that does like a big crowd like that,
They're like, who is this guy?
they're going to want
Get
to
lost.
bring like all their heavy hitting jokes. And it's a smaller crowd. It depends on where you are. Because I feel like if you're in LA and you're doing a smaller crowd, there still could be one
You
person
never know who's
in that crowd that can change your life.
True.
Like I remember vividly, there's a room that we used to do on Melrose. It's no longer there. And we used to do it like every Friday and Saturday. And there was a show there with 4 people. And so all the comics are just like shitting on the fact that they're. But what they didn't know, and I knew it ahead of time because we were talking before the show. One of the girls that was one of the 4 people there was the casting director for like Big Bang Theory. And so like she was super friendly. We were talking, and like I obviously did my very best, but a lot of the comics didn't. And so one of my buddies after the show, he was like, "Oh man." He's like, "Those new jokes don't work." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, and I was like, "That's the casting director for Big Bang Theory."
No big deal. It's fine.
He shouldn't have shit. So I think I think everyone's just different, you know. I was trying last night, just like I was kind of doing like a half and half, and they weren't liking me no matter what. So
You did something very long form, and I feel like their
Yeah.
attention spans were very
yeah,
short.
I was telling a
Yeah.
story. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
I was telling a story.
I was.
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah.
long, and it was a very it was a good story. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just
Right.
I
Thanks,
feel like
Alex.
I feel like they just I feel like
Aw.
I mean it's a swingers hotel in Vegas. How
It is, right?
Whoa.
What it's a legitimate the business name on if you look them up on Google Maps, it's Artisan Hotel Adults Only. That's the name of the
Hilarious.
business online.
See,
Oh.
I was looking at it and I was like, okay, this is either
I'm pretty sure you can get hourly rooms. There.
I was just talking about that earlier because I was like, either because there's no gambling at this place, there's no smoking.
It's a little boutique hotel.
It's very
yeah.
boutique, but I'm
Something's
like,
going on there.
I feel like this is where they bring like
No,
the hookers.
No, Mike is that's like an orgy hotel.
Oh.
Like it's like a actual swinger
Fuck,
spot.
I didn't
like
do it right
Like
then.
so, I mean, obviously not when
that
we're
allowed?
and that's why. Well, I mean, it's private property. Everything's allowed, right?
It's Vegas, dude.
Sure, anything goes in Vegas.
Mike, the bartender, has seen people fuck at the bar.
No
like,
way.
yeah,
How
or
is
he's
that a
like
thing?
my buddy.
What?
My buddy who went to the show a couple weeks ago. He used to DJ there a lot, and he said he's seen dudes get head on the dance floor there. Like
Oh.
it's it's
In that same room? Because I'm
like,
assuming that's where
yeah,
there's all the
well,
rooms there.
then if you know the behind like the steps to the left, the DJ booth is right next to that entrance to that
Okay.
restaurant. So
Okay, yeah.
it's right there.
The restaurant where there was nobody there.
There's
yesterday.
never anyone. Yeah, I mean, it's who
I
goes
ate
to a
there.
restaurant at a swingers hotel.
I was just hungry and I was like, I don't feel like going anywhere. I went in there and there was nobody in there and I was like, are you guys open? She's
It's a
like, yeah.
it's a very
Okay.
underrated spot, but it's
Yeah.
quiet.
It's cute. It's
quiet.
interesting.
Underrated spot.
Yeah.
Like,
you
it's
could rent
really
out the
cool.
whole hotel for $8,000.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For like a private, I could literally have my birthday party.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
could.
it's like a famous orgy destination. It really is. People rent the whole place out.
Maybe
Future
I'll
reference.
reconsider my
Their
birthday party.
their wedding chapel, very nice. You could
Oh.
get married there if you'd want.
So what, you like bang and you're like, you know what? I feel something special. Like, let's head downstairs
Yeah,
and get
of course.
married.
Isn't that what
Absolutely.
Vegas is for?
Yeah.
Sure,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Just banging and getting married
Uh,
to hookers.
we got off track.
Yeah, what? How do we always go back to like the most like raunchy thing?
That's what I love about this. Like, it's like people always ask me like, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, I want to, you to talk about, what you do for health and fitness, but shit always just comes up and it's just like, whatever. I just
Like hookers and heroin.
hookers and heroin.
Whoops.
So you're big into golf. You're doing hosting stuff now, right? There's not a lot of. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of girls in golf, but like,
It's a smaller pond, yeah, for sure.
but also like not a lot of. Don't make me say it. Like, attractive girls in golf.
I mean,
Like I can. Okay.
Oh,
here's
God.
the thing. I don't watch.
Are
a
you
lot-
saying female golf personalities? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
the golf personalities, the Instagrams, they're all smoking.
Really?
Yeah, and
See-
that's why
Smoke
they're
shows.
successful. What
Okay.
they're doing is
Yeah,
they're
who
they're really good
plays
golfers.
golf?
No, they're really good golfers. They're really pretty, and they know how to be business people too. I
Yeah.
mean, no, every girl that I know that is like anywhere in my field, if not more, they're gorgeous.
Really?
Yes.
You know, it's like honestly, probably better. Like if you want a sugar daddy, the golf course is
Well, I
probably
was-
a better.
I was
play
just
than-
gonna say
Well,
that.
that's like a whole
Yeah.
different
That's-
department.
yeah,
that we do.
yeah.
There's like companies that like we don't. My squad, we don't do that. There's like in Vegas and stuff where you can hire your caddies.
Of course.
Like, you know what I mean? And their outfits are wild and their job is wild. I've been offered like the job. It's just I couldn't bring myself to do it.
What be a
Good for
caddy?
you.
It's not really like I mean
I'm
you're a
j- I'm-
caddy.
That's the
I'm
official
kidding.
title.
Yeah.
That's the official title.
Yeah, it's like yeah, you know what you're doing. And obviously these guys like care about golf. They're not hiring these like girls because they know everything
Right.
about golf.
Like, which iron do you think I should use
it's
for
like,
this
which
shot?
iron do you
What do you
want?
think?
Yeah.
The 5 wood?
Yeah, exactly. And then you get like mad tips after. And,
You like
Oh, yeah.
drivers?
It's a great gig. I just
Yeah.
nah,
Okay. I like it.
yeah.
Do you like Top Golf? That's like a big
Love
thing.
Topgolf.
Yeah.
It's like my first stop when I get to Vegas.
Okay.
I don't know how we don't have one in Los Angeles. It makes no
I
sense.
think there's a place that's. I mean, it's not Top Golf, but it's similar like that, right there on Wilshire over
The
there.
range,
Yeah. so-
Aroma or something like that. It looks like Topgolf.
yeah. It's very similar.
So cool.
It's been around for a while, but like I feel like that was like they were like there on Fast and the Furious, and I'm like, oh, that's where that place is.
Oh, really?
But like one of like Fast, I don't know, 3 or 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't keep track of those fucking.
Yeah,
Fast
I gotta,
movies,
I gotta
but-
go there.
But you like Top Golf though,
I love Topgolf.
because they're all over the place now, just not here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. I just wish the clubs were like. I mean, what do you expect? It's like a game,
Yeah.
but like they're sometimes a little tough for me, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. You get to eat, drink, and like play a game, golf with
Yeah.
your friends.
I mean, like if I golfed, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I would probably go. But
Every golfer stops there if they go to Vegas. Like it's like,
Yeah.
you better go.
you know what's weird is like, so I started stand up 7 years ago, and the main factor was like I was with this girl for 4 years, and then she cheated on me, and then we broke up, broke my heart,
She
whatever.
sucks.
I mean, she really, literally sucks. Got some great jokes about her
Oh
though. So
shit.
yeah, but she that was the event that kicked me off to do stand up. But it was like all my friends, like I played baseball, so like all my friends that like kind of stopped playing baseball, they all started golfing, and so I was at a point where like I knew, okay, I need to do something to keep this depression down and whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna start golfing because that's something that we never did together. It won't make me think about it. I can hang out with my friends. I can be
Right.
social. And I was gonna golf. And then at the same time, I met Natasha, who we were hanging out with last night, one of my comic friends. And she was a comedian, and we kind of started talking. And I'm like, I should try stand-up comedy. And then so I started stand-up comedy like a couple weeks later. And that was it. I never started golfing. My life
Wow.
would be completely different. We could have met on the golf course rather than on my podcast.
We probably
but-
would have.
But like, just paths change. So, and then I got super invested into stand-up comedy, and that's been my life for the last 7 years.
Damn.
I know it's crazy, huh?
at
But
that.
I was gonna golf
That's crazy.
because I was like, I got to do something because like everyone, we've all been through breakups,
Uh-huh.
and when you're with somebody, especially for like a long period of time, post breakup, there's certain things that you're like, I can't go here because we used to come here. I can't do this thing.
I'm still in
because
that phase. I just had a
Yeah.
recent breakup and I'm still doing that.
the
Yeah.
worst. Yeah, I didn't
Avoided.
I didn't go to Trader Joe's for fucking ever
Oh my
because
God.
I'm like, we used to go to Trader
Did you
Joe's. Like,
starve?
no, I just went to Ralph's
Yeah.
or like Whole
Whole
Foods or
Foods,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. But like I couldn't go to Trader Joe's because that was like,
Your thing.
well, I had never been to Trader Joe's until I started dating this person.
Dang.
So like we had this whole like Trader Joe's like love affair.
She probably
and
loves hearing this right now. Like, ha, he didn't go to Trader Joe's.
I don't think she listens to my I mean, she might.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If you're listening, you did a mean thing, miss.
I mean, she knows what she did.
Oh, awkward.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're
sorry.
over it. We're in a much better place now.
Good.
You know.
We like that.
Yeah. So what else do you do? Because I saw you actually posted. You were like, do you have a trainer too? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
So my trainer is at Stammy Rewind Me. He's awesome.
We're
his
gonna
name's Ian.
edit that part out. You can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. I was like, oh my gosh. No, he's awesome. I train with him 3 times a week.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. Fitness and we box a lot.
I love boxing.
Spar, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All the time we get in the ring, and he definitely holds me accountable for a lot of my meals and things I eat. And
Yeah.
he was one of the main people that really helped me cut down on the drinking thing. He was like watching my stories. He's like, you saw what you were doing last night. Like, relax. It's Tuesday. Like,
The internet doesn't lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's been great, and he's like, we have lots of like sessions where we also talk during the workout, and so I
course.
get like a nice like mental workout as well and emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like my BFF, but also kicks my ass.
And so you guys box too.
Oh yeah,
You,
I
you,
love boxing.
like with the mitts.
yes,
Yeah.
with the mitts, with the noodles, with together when he puts the stuff on.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He lets you punch him.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm always like scared I'm gonna hurt him.
No.
And I got a mean punch. But yeah.
Can you punch Alex and we can see if
Let's
your
try.
punches me?
Get him
just
over.
kidding.
I
Wait, are
just
you
knock
serious?
him out.
That'd be fucking funny, dude. I've talked about boxing on here. There's something very therapeutic about hitting shit.
Incredible.
Like, and especially with the mitts, like a heavy bag too. But like, there's just like if you do it right, and like there's just like a sound that it like
when you
produces.
hit in the sweet spot,
Yeah,
you can hear
It
it.
sounds so, and it echoes. You're like, oh fuck yeah! Like I just knocked that fool out. Like I love it.
But probably not in real life.
But maybe I don't know. I mean, a punch is like it's not that hard to knock somebody out unless
Totally.
someone's like used to getting punched. And even still, like if you get punched in the right spot, like you're going out.
It's just funny. It looks like a street fight. Like if I was like fighting someone like for real, which I don't really fight, but like if I had to,
Wait, you said you don't really fight.
like I don't like fight at a bar or something
But you
like that.
fought before. You said you don't
She's
really.
from Florida.
Yeah.
She's fought.
It sounds like you fought.
Listen.
It sounds like you fought before.
Listen, I'm not a fighter. If I'm a little bit crazy about like I'm one of those girls where like I grew up with like a super South Philly dad. That's just what I was learning. Like
Okay.
I'm one of those girls where it's like if you like talk to my mom wrong or say something about my mom or my sister, like I just I'm gonna pop off. But I'm not like one of those people that's like you like looking at my boyfriend or like you said you talking shit about me. Like I don't care about that. I'm not like if you cut me off in the car, I don't care. It's mostly
Oh,
just
I
like
care if you cut me off.
and most
Well,
people do.
If you cut me off in the car and then like I might honk because like I almost crashed.
I hate honkers.
And then, but if I almost crash, like you need to know.
Okay, if you're
'cause
gonna
some people-
save yourself, then fine.
Yeah.
Some people do it just to
No, yeah, I get it,
speak.
and that pisses me
It's
off.
annoying.
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, if you're gonna honk like that to me, like you better be ready to fight. And because I grew up in the hood.
Right.
But like if I honk at you, it's because you almost made us crash.
Right.
And then if after that you like turn around and like talk shit to me, then like I get really upset.
Yeah. See that I do understand. It's like, dude, I only use the horn if I'm literally going to be saving
Yeah,
myself and the
exactly.
people in my car. Other
Yeah.
than that, just let them go. It's fine. Whatever. They're annoying. You don't know their story. Like maybe they're on their way to something very important.
Nobody,
Never.
everyone in LA is on the way to something very important.
I know.
It's
It's the LA.
We're all
style.
important here,
I know.
but that's why I hardly drive. Like
Really?
I like to walk everywhere
Yeah.
because
Walking's fun.
I'm less upset about it. Like I don't have to worry about road rage.
Right.
And it's just I'm moving more, so I'm more active that way, and
I agree.
you get more sun, which is good for your brain and your mood and whatnot. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, cool, I walked 7 miles today. Like,
Definitely. I feel like walking is definitely a good thing. I definitely tried at one point to just be like, if I can walk there, I just should.
Yeah.
Just because even though it's like a very brisk walk, it's just like one more movement, like activity that I'm doing that day that's just burning calories, just
Yes.
to incorporate into like
Yeah,
my
it's extra
fitness
credit.
Exactly.
It's extra credit to your daily caloric expenditure,
Totally.
basically. Like, I feel like anywhere that's within a mile, I can walk to.
Totally.
And I usually do.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Therapeutic.
Especially like in my neighborhood, it's like pretty safe.
Yeah.
So it's like I can walk like everywhere, and I don't like
Same.
like when I used to live close to here, and I did not like walking.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not fucking walking here, dude. Because at one, like, you might just step in shit.
Yeah.
Or someone might jump out of the bushes, or it smells like
Rah.
piss. Like, yeah, but
Oh god, it always smells like pee everywhere.
yeah, it does.
Damn.
I know.
That's like the set of Los Angeles.
It kind of is, huh?
Everywhere I go.
Where do you live?
North Hollywood.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize you drove so far. Thanks for coming all the way down
It
to
wasn't even
Koreatown.
that bad, but yeah.
I mean, it took me forever to get here.
Really?
So you work out with a trainer 3 times a week now.
Yeah. I
Uh,
do cardio or something else like myself like 2 times. So it's
Okay.
like 5 times total.
like at a gym or just like
at
somewhere?
a gym or like I prefer to do things like outside, like either hiking or like go play a sport. I know that sounds silly, but like
It's not silly at all.
being like, yo, I want to go play basketball. I don't care. I just rather do things that are actually active.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, I
and then
hate, like, a
it is,
treadmill.
and then you don't. Yeah, because then mentally, it's like if I told someone to go on an elliptical for 45 minutes because they're burnt, they're like, okay. But like if we're like, okay, we're gonna play basketball, right? It just seems more fun.
You
Or
play
like,
for like an hour
Yeah,
and a half or whatever.
exactly.
You don't even realize what you
yeah.
just did.
Or like, I mean,
Or
not
bike
that
ride.
not that anyone would do this, but like, let's go play tag or like something. It's just
I
like,
would.
Yeah,
Are
I know.
you kidding me?
Have you seen that movie Tag?
Yes.
Hilarious, by the way.
I would if my friends were like one time. This is a good way that I always get in my dancing is my working out is by dancing.
Oh, yeah.
And so one time, me and my friend were like wanted to do cardio that day, but we didn't want to go to the gym. So it was like a big hip hop night at one of these like local dance spots.
Oh, yeah.
And we went and like our workout stuff.
For sure.
And we did not drink. We just did not stop dancing for like the full 4 hours and just dance.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to do that more often.
I mean, you're at the age where you should do that more often.
I just think that's
You
the
can-
best way.
Yeah, I used to. I mean, I was all about the clubs back in the day. I
Yeah.
used to, that's actually like, I don't know. So you go to clubs still? Yeah.
No.
No.
I just it was like a small
Okay.
one.
You don't go to clubs, right?
No.
No. Yeah, comics are like
I only
no.
go if
Well,
it's like
I've-
a full
Sounds
VIP
awesome.
I worked
section.
on the strip in Vegas for years.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
avoid,
God.
like I avoid clubs.
Yeah, I used to.
I don't like
I
to
got
be
all
there.
that out of my system. But like in the
Bars.
old days, I would go to the club, and I would dance or try to dance with girls. Not like I wouldn't like go up on there and grind them because that
so weird.
that never works. But like I would kind of like almost try to like seduce a girl with my dance moves.
Just like, hey.
No, like I could dance. I could dance pretty good, and so I would be like, just whatever, like showing off. And if they were into me, then they would dance with me. Someone's probably trying to get in. But if they were
Take 'em
into
in.
if they were into it, they would try to dance with me, and then if they weren't into it, then they wouldn't. And so it was like, all
That's
right.
usually how it goes.
Yeah,
If they want to
I
dance
mean,
with you, they do.
but like it was easy. Like I didn't have to. Like I said, I didn't like. I would never like, cause it doesn't do anything if you're just like trying to grind on a girl. But like if you're like, hey, like I can actually dance.
Well, yeah,
Let's
'cause
have
you're
some
weird.
fun and let's dance.
Yeah, if you're actually a dancer, you
Yeah.
actually know how to move and
Yeah, I'm like,
spin,
let's do this.
then that's fun.
And then like some girls would like play with it and like whatever, and then they would try to like out dance me, and I'm like, well, let's not get carried away. You can't dance better than me.
Dance
like
circle.
yeah, like you might be hotter than me, but you're not a better dancer than me.
Right. No. Okay.
Even still.
The confidence, I love it.
I'm just saying, like, I could dance better than most people.
I wish I could see this. I wish I had real proof.
Huh? Oh, I mean,
Oh, here it comes.
yeah,
He's like
what
got a
the
whole folder.
fucking ask and you shall receive.
I was
Oh.
paying attention to the door. Did you not mention that you used to do that? He
Uh,
used to be a dancer. I
yeah,
mean,
I
he
used
had like a dancing
Oh.
agent. And
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like you were like a hip hopper.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, I can see it.
Let's see, here we
I
go.
see you like spinning on your head.
No, I didn't do
Break dance.
I didn't do like I could do like
I see you doing that thing where you go like this.
yeah, like up rocks and stuff like
Yes,
that.
is
Like
I see it.
for sure I could do that. Where God, I have
Were
so
you
many-
more like a Federline kind of like?
Yeah,
a
like I was more like
Uh.
choreography and God, where are all my
I
fucking
see it.
dance videos? Yo, here's one. This one's not the actually.
Show me this right now.
This one's not great.
I have
But-
to see this.
Sorry guys, this is dead air. I'm looking for some dance videos here. I could go on Instagram, but I feel like I should have some on here. All right, we're gonna have to go to Instagram now. Timeout. I'll show you afterwards. I promise. Okay. No, here, keep talking while we do this.
What do you want to talk about?
Whatever, keep talking about dancing.
I
Oh,
learned. So I
shit.
used to work with a guy who was a hip hop dancer back in the day, and he taught me this about dancing. It's the one thing I know about dancing. He would tell me because he would always try to teach me. I'm like, I don't know how to dance, and he would tell me, girls don't like guys that can dance. Girls like guys that do dance. So
Oh,
if you're
yeah,
just
yeah, for sure,
decent, because
for sure,
guys who
for sure.
can dance,
I like that. Oh,
Yeah.
so you found it so fast.
Yeah, it was right there.
Oh, there it is.
Wait.
Oh,
This is like just a little like.
oh snap.
For those
Shout
of
out
you
to
listening,
Posty.
he just did a cartwheel. And, he did a backflip.
I should put a
uh,
link to this on the in the show notes.
You better put a link to this. I want everyone to know what I'm seeing right now.
This is like subtle, but
Caption, still got it.
yeah. See, I do. I still got it.
Nerd. That's
I mean,
pretty good,
it's pretty
actually.
nerdy though. That's pretty
No,
smooth
that's
though.
dope.
I like Post Malone. Is that weird?
Oh, I love Post
Okay,
Malone.
I didn't realize that I liked so many Post Malone songs until like he did a really good job of like advertising. Like I didn't know who he was, but his like sponsored ads would always pop up on my feed.
Okay.
And then like all of a sudden I would like hear songs and I'm like, oh, I like this, and like I'd Shazam it and it's like Post Malone, and then another time I would like Shazam and like I guess I like, and then I like started listening to his albums and I'm like, oh, like I like, yeah, I get it. He's been through some shit.
Sure, but speaking of
Oh.
Post Malone and advertising, have you seen his new Crocs?
No.
Post Malone is advertising his new line with Crocs, and they're just. I'm sorry, Posty.
No, hold on. If you're selling Crocs, dude, that's a Croc. Okay, like, are you serious?
It's like Post Malone times Crocs. Like they're coming out with like a Post Malone line, and he's stoked about it. And it's just,
Oh, no.
they're the goofiest like little.
Dude, if Crocs would give me money, I would do it.
I couldn't.
I mean, obviously, who wouldn't? But I just like.
Oh, this is great. Crocs? It doesn't fit
Yeah.
like his brand.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Where are they?
Who I had somebody on here and we were talking about like how like I'll get like free shit, you know? Hilarious. Those are the ugliest things I've ever seen.
There's,
I
like-
mean, they're Crocs.
But there's like a zipper on or
Oh,
something.
no.
Or like like a chain.
No,
you could, like,
that's
put
what you
things
call-
onto it.
That's, I mean,
Ah.
you can't get, I'm sure he's being very well compensated.
Oh, I'm sure. I would.
but
do
that's
too.
the for sure definition of selling out.
Yeah.
Who better than Post Malone to ignite the Crocs?
Like
He
Phenomenal.
loves Crocs.
his thing should be like tattoo ink
For the
or,
longest
like-
time, it was
Right.
like a marijuana line or
Right.
like
Nope.
For the longest
the
time, it was like
goofiest
that
shoe in
show,
America.
The Doctors, and Post Malone's like, nah, let me help you. Let me blow you guys up.
That's crazy. But like, I don't know. That was because that song on the video was Post Malone. So I'm like, all right.
I
So you
know.
like Post Malone?
I love him.
All right, cool. You know what made me excited was I watched the VMAs. Like, when were they on? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, he did
Uh,
good.
Huh?
He performed.
Yeah, he did. But I was surprised at how many people like that I knew that I was like, oh yeah, I like this person. I like this person. Like it made me feel like I'm not so old. Cause I don't feel like old per se, but like I'm definitely a lot older than like you,
So
for example.
music's still out there. Like you still know what's going
I
on.
know, but like I feel like when my dad was my age, just for sure, like he didn't know anything
True.
that was relevant to me. And for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I know, I like all these. Like I like Billie Eilish, and
Do you?
yeah, I do. A few of her, I don't like all of her songs, but like a few of her songs, I'm like, dude, I could rock out. Like that song, "All the Good Girls Go to Hell." I'm like,
Like, I have no idea what that is. I've never heard that in my
Oh,
life.
it's got a
so
good-
you're more with the times.
yeah,
than
see,
I am.
that's what I'm talking about. Get your shit together.
I'm so sorry. I'm the old one here.
Do you
my
listen to
bad.
country?
Yeah.
Because you're from Florida, I feel like, yeah.
We love that.
Because I kind of have to listen to country now.
Go-tos. Let me get them.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, go
Country
ahead.
go-tos.
Jason Aldean.
Oh yeah, I like that song, "Rear View Town" by Jason Aldean. Because that's basically saying, get the fuck out of your shithole town.
He's great.
Yeah, he's great.
Love him.
I'm on hiatus, but like I do the show where I listen to a country song and I give my honest opinion about it.
I love that.
And
Please let me co-host that. Oh my
oh,
god.
you want to be on? I love
Can
that
I
idea.
Oh my God.
like give you
Oh.
songs like that
Oh, dude, I
aren't
would-
on the radio? Like I'll give you
Oh, for
I'll
sure.
give you collections of
I always-
real good country
I always
music.
put in my stories like, let me know what song you guys want me to do next week, and
Please
I always
put me
get
on this.
suggestions.
All my Florida people would go.
Because I didn't like country for the longest time. Because I'm from here.
I just hired myself, so.
Well, I'm from here, right?
Right.
So like I can't relate to like a dirt road or a truck or
True.
fucking Pabst
But
Blue
you can
Ribbon.
relate to getting cheated on. It's
For sure.
universal.
Broken hearts.
Yeah.
They're all sad.
Yeah, and so but
You
then,
never had a dog die? What's wrong with you, Peter?
no, but then like so what? My girlfriend's from Oklahoma, and then she loves country, so like I had to start listening to it, and then like then having now that I travel for comedy, like I go to all these places, and I'm like, oh, like I get
yeah.
it now, like I get it, I see it now, I see the dirt road, I see fucking you know,
tractors.
cousin fuckers, tractors, like I see all that stuff, you know.
Shit.
But Rearview Town, that's basically what that song's about, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I love
Getting
that.
out of the shithole town.
I like
Also,
that.
like, what's the big song right now is What Happens in a Small Town Stays in a Small Town
Mm-hmm.
with Lindsay L., who I just saw the other night. Great job, Lindsay L. That's like the third time she's been, she was at the Troubadour the other night. It was
Oh,
great.
really? Good spot.
Yeah, I love
I
it.
like that venue.
It's the first time I've ever been there.
Really?
Ever. And I'm from here.
Yeah, what?
I don't know. I just never been.
I was there like my first month living here.
Yeah, it's classic. I can't believe I've been to the Roxy and the Whiskey a million times.
House of Blues.
House of Blues when it was
Okay.
here.
It's in Anaheim now.
Well, yeah, but it used to be right across the street
You're
from the
kidding.
comedy. Yeah. Oh, see, look at that.
Yeah,
See,
it
I
used to
didn't
be
know that.
across the
Wait.
street from the comedy
It
store.
used to be on Sunset.
Oh, that
Right
makes
a-
sense.
right
Where
across
that
the
big
street.
condo's being built.
Right.
Used to be
It's a big hole in the ground now. Yeah.
You
No,
been
it's
to
a
the
big
Wilton?
condo now.
Is it going up?
It's like already
I
up.
haven't been in the store. In a
It's
few weeks.
up. Yeah.
Fuck, man, it's
Yeah.
weird. You used to be able to see like you didn't see it, and then they knocked it down. Then you were like, oh shit, I could see the whole city.
That's
and
gone
then-
already.
That's crazy.
That's
But that's
cool.
where it used to be on Sunset, and then the Anaheim one opened like I don't know, 20 years
nice.
ago or so.
Yeah.
But the Viper Room too, like all those places, been there. Rainbow Room.
We have cool venues here.
It's just classic. Like if you ever, there's a documentary called I believe it's called History of the Sunset Strip, and it's basically just about the history of Hollywood. And like as someone who's from here but hasn't appreciated, it's cool to see like what all the buildings like. It shows what the Comedy Store used to be and what the Laugh Factory used to be. And I guess right there, you know where the Laugh Factory is?
Of course.
Right across the street, there's like a kind of like a strip mall, and that used to be like a hotel for like famous people called the Sahara or the Dunes or something like that.
What?
And there's like all kinds of famous people, and now it's a strip mall. But yeah, there's so
this
much history here.
history.
Yeah. What else? What else? You like Jason Aldean? What else?
I like Eli Young Band.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh.
Wait, I have seen Eli Young Band actually.
Yeah.
You've been around a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy Girl, that song.
Sing it.
It makes me crazy, girl. Don't you know that I love you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, God. What was all that? Oh, pitchy.
Wasn't that? I think they had a song out a few years ago called Guinevere. It was pretty big.
Uh-uh.
Huh.
Pretty
I
sure
would
that
have to
was
hear
them.
it.
Yeah.
I like Chris Stapleton
Stapleton's
Oh,
a
yeah.
G.
because he's he's.
You ever listen to Steel Drivers? The bluegrass band that he blew up.
I've heard
before-
stuff, but yeah,
Dude.
yeah. Well, he's very rocky, like more rock country, and I can get into that. There's still some country
Yeah.
that I don't like,
Oh,
but like
for sure.
his is like I saw him in concert by myself. I went by myself.
How was
and
that?
It was awesome.
You like the song he did with Justin?
Well, I mean, that's what put me onto him.
Yeah, okay.
So what put me onto him, actually,
Yeah.
first,
Sorry.
I love Justin
I'm
Timberlake.
so sorry.
Love Justin Timberlake. But like a few years ago, so one of my favorite songs from Justin is called "I Can't Drink You Away."
Don't know it.
Are you serious?
I just don't know it.
Okay, well, so it was Justin's song, and then Justin went on to the CMA Awards, did a duet with Chris Stapleton singing "Tennessee Whiskey,"
Good song.
great song, and then they
Who
sang.
originally sang it?
Classic.
So not Chris Stapleton.
George Jones.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
I knew it
it's
was a
old
remix.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the two of them sang Justin's song "Drink You Away," and that's why I was like, oh, this fucking Chris Stapleton guy's cool. And then I started listening to his stuff, and then
Yeah,
now I
he's
like
cool.
him. Yeah, he's great.
Newer. And Darius Rucker.
Don't like him.
No. Okay. Do you know a Kit Moore?
I actually saw him in concert at the Greek.
Really?
Uh-huh.
It's a good friend of mine.
He's the one that talks like this when he sings.
Aw,
Yep,
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
I reviewed one of his songs on my country.
Did you really?
Yeah.
God,
Gotta
can
tell
I
him.
send you real country? I'm sending you real country.
Do
This
it.
has to stop.
Do it.
This pop music country has to
Well,
stop.
I think
Kit
that's the
would
thing.
not appreciate that.
This red dirt nonsense.
You know who else is from Florida who I love is Cassidy Pope.
Oh yeah.
I love her. She's
yeah.
actually my celebrity crush.
Really?
hmm
Oh yeah, she's sweet.
And we got to meet and like we took a picture together, and she put her arm right here, and I was too afraid to put my arm back around her.
Oh my god, like those classic pictures where they're like,
I was I'm so awkward in this photo, and I'm just like trying not like. I was like rehearsing in my mind what I was gonna say when we actually met, and then when it came down to it, like
nothing.
I just chickened out, and I was so
course.
disappointed. Like, see, look at she has her arm around me, and my hand is just like, nope, I can't do it. I can't. And I'm just like, ah, but I love her. But I know she's from Florida.
is she? Cassidy Pope.
She won The Voice like 6 years ago,
Oh.
and
Wow.
now she lives in Nashville. But
What is this?
that's for me.
Oh.
Thanks.
Oh, I can't see that far, so I didn't know. you
Wait,
showed-
really?
Yeah, I have horrible eyes.
How do you play golf?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's funny you asked that. Is I'm actually way better when I have my glasses on, and I use a very bright pink ball.
Do you have glasses?
Yes,
Oh wow.
very bright ball.
Oh, that's like a girl thing, right? That's like an old Daniel Tosh, who's also from Florida. A joke about
Daniel Tosh.
you don't like Daniel Tosh?
I mean, I like him, but he's just like
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
he's
funny.
honestly.
Haters
he's like,
want to hate. He's the
Yeah,
best
he's one of the
living
best.
No.
comedian.
I
Yeah.
think he's
One
very,
of
very
the
funny.
best.
I think he's like a little shit. Like I think he was like a little punk.
That's
growing
what
up.
he's supposed
No,
to
yeah,
be.
Totally,
and,
but I like
he
it. I
owns
think
it.
Yeah.
He
he's funny.
grew up with money, and he doesn't shy
Yeah.
away from it, and he's
Yeah.
But
He
he's
had
just
joke
a
in
great
his-
joke writer. But
He's like, he's telling a story, and he's like, about something about driving in his Acura, and he's like, yep, I had an Acura when I moved here. It's doing pretty good off the bat.
Yeah, no, he's
Which is
funny.
so, like, comedians always bitch about how,
Right.
like, poor they were here. And he's
True,
like, nope, I
true.
had an Acura.
yeah.
True. I like when they're just like straight to.
He
they
talks
don't
about
care.
being on the golf course and finding like a bunch of colored balls in like the pond.
Yeah.
And he's like, women can't drive. Haha.
Yeah. I know that is like the truth, but a lot of old guys use the colored balls too. It's all the people
Oh.
I can't see. So
Okay, that
us
makes sense.
young girls and those old guys.
So you wear glasses like when you golf or like goggles?
No, I don't at all. I don't wear anything. I just can't. I don't understand how guys can see their ball when it goes like 350 yards, and they're
Yeah.
just like, "Oh yeah, it landed on the green." Everyone I golf with has to tell me where my ball is. Usually.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to see it.
What's wrong with your eyes?
I have I'm very nearsighted and I have horrible astigmatism.
Oh wow,
So everything's a little bit more like fuzzy for me right now.
interesting.
Like I can't see the details on your face.
I mean, there's no details. It's just whatever.
It's just a face.
It's just a brown face. If you've seen one Mexican guy, you've seen them all. But
Hey, you look a tad bit different than the other Mexican guy.
well, like I'm
You
not
look
like
slightly different.
I don't have tattoos on my face.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
that's probably
And I
it,
don't have
yeah.
as much facial hair because I
True.
don't grow it. Because
Are you Mexican? Fully Mexican?
I'm half Mexican.
But you're wearing the same Dodgers hoodie.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
Dodgers fans.
Go ahead.
Are you a Dodgers fan?
Yeah.
He has a Dodgers podcast. You better bite that tongue.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you guys would talk shit about me because I'm a diehard Eagles fan.
I don't.
So
Yeah, it doesn't.
You hate me too.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense because you're from Florida.
Are the
but,
Eagles
like,
a baseball
I told
team?
you no.
Your dad's
I'm
from
a-
South Philly.
I'm a
Oh.
Phillies fan.
Oh,
Got it.
okay.
Yeah, but we grew up very like South.
Your dad's
Philly.
from Philly.
So
Yeah.
technically, yeah, we were back and forth, and we were not allowed to be Floridians. We were
Got it.
Philadelphians,
I
is
get
what we
it.
call it.
Shout out
But
to Philadelphia. I'll be at the Philly Comedy Club May 13th, part of the League of My Own tour. Shout out.
let's go.
Boom.
Really?
that.
I've never been
Where?
to Philly
Really?
ever.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Well, you're gonna love it. It's the city of brotherly love,
Right.
and a lot of people are gonna say, "How you doing? How you doing?"
I would love that.
Please stop and get a cheesesteak
I mean, of
at
course.
Tony Luke's.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's
or
the,
Pat's.
there's like two places, right, that you have to go when you go there.
Yeah.
And
Tony Luke's.
obviously, this is a fitness podcast, but
Oh,
when
shit.
I go to certain cities, people know this. Like, this is how I feel. Like I eat very well, as you do, I'm sure, because we were just talking about it. So every day, I just eat every 3 hours. So over the
That's
course
good.
of a day, I might eat 6 meals, 7 meals. If I wake up super early, 8 meals. You know,
Wow,
whatever.
that's
I know, every 3 hours until I go to sleep.
Boys.
But of that, every week I have at least one, if not two, cheat meals.
That's
Okay, so
good.
let's just say 2 cheat meals, right? And you're like, oh, you're eating a cheat meal? I'm like, yeah. I eat 6 to 7 or 8 times a day. So just say 6. 6 times 7 is 42. So if I have 2 cheat meals every week, that still means that I'm eating right 90% of the time.
Right.
So it's
well,
like-
more than like way more than
Yeah,
90.
So not a
exactly.
cheat day. It's just literally
No.
one cheat meal.
Or 2.
Like, so you'd have like pancakes for breakfast and like salad for lunch.
No, it would be like Saturday night I had fucking lasagna and like garlic bread.
Damn.
And then we went to that place, Insomnia Cookies.
Oh yeah.
Fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
I was also stoned, but
Those
like
started
whatever.
in Florida,
Oh, really?
didn't they?
I don't know.
At FSU.
Oh, maybe.
They're like the best cookies ever, and
They're really
like,
good.
get delivered to you all night.
Yeah.
If I
It's
recall,
crazy.
are they in Chicago? I think I had that in
Yeah, yeah,
Chicago.
yeah. I was gonna say that because I didn't know about them until I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago.
There you go.
And then when I walked by it on Santa Monica, I was like,
Like,
oh,
oh.
because I was gonna go in Chicago because there was a super long line.
Yeah.
But it was 30 degrees, and I was like, fuck that,
I
I'm
didn't even know
leaving.
they were a store. I thought they were just delivery.
It's like I think they do both, right?
God, I want a cookie.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, get cookies. What was I gonna say though? Oh yeah, so when I'm on this tour that I'm planning for next year,
Yeah.
in some of these places there are gonna be things that I have to eat,
Right.
and it's gonna be okay because I plan it that way.
You have to. If you're gonna go to a new city, like you have to go get a Philly cheesesteak when
You-
you're in Philadelphia.
You have to get something that's exclusive to that part.
Yeah, it's like I
right?
respect the diet, but you also need to like
Yeah.
live life. Like,
Well, that's why, like, when I go to the South, I'm all about the barbecue because I'm like, boom.
Let's
Or
go.
like when I went to Memphis, they were like, you have to go to this what's it called? It's a fried chicken place. It's Gus's Fried Chicken,
heard
and it's
of it.
like this spicy fried chicken. And I'm like, I don't like
hot
fried.
chicken. That's what it's called.
It's maybe that's what it's called, hot
Just-
chicken.
The South calls it hot chicken.
Yeah. So, but there's this place in Memphis, and I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. And I'm like, oh my
Ooh.
god, this is so like I would never eat this, but it's so good, dude. Like, and it was great.
Yeah.
But like, I was in Memphis, so I had to.
What's your guilty pleasure food?
I mean, see, that's the thing. It's like I love barbecue,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's not. I don't consider it cheating because I'm just eating meat. Like I'm not eating all the shit.
You're not eating mac and cheese, and
Correct.
cornbread.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not eating any of that stuff. I'm not eating fries. I'm just eating the meat, and then if it's done well, shout out to Bloodsoes because I love fucking Bloodsoes. You don't even have to put the sauce on
True.
if it's done the right way.
It's flavored already.
But like probably like my guilty pleasure, probably just like a good burger
Yeah.
somewhere. Like there's so many places that can do like crazy things to like burgers now. Like I was in Minnesota.
Love Minnesota.
Do you really?
I went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, look at you,
Eagles.
fancy.
Let's
Oh,
go.
with the Eagles. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it.
Had to.
And like I said, so I had after my last show of the night, like if there's like 2 whatever, like once I'm done, I'll eat an edible just to kind of relax for the rest of the night. And so one of my friends came to the show, and then we were at this place, and I had this burger that was just like this, like the cheese in those parts is just like so good, and it was
So
like
good.
it was like a creamy cheese, and then another kind of cheese, and then jalapenos and bacon, and I was just like, oh my god! And she was sitting there, she's known me for like a long time. And she's like, I can't believe you're eating that like that. I've never seen you eat like this. I'm like, I'm fucking high as fuck right now.
What edibles do you eat?
I love Kiva, and they're gonna sponsor me
They
at
have
some
sugar?
point.
You-
That
Is there any
very
sweet? Yeah.
very little. It's like each gummy is like those are my favorite ones. Each gummy's got like 20 calories, I want to say.
I hate edibles.
In
Really?
in
It's-
Denver, they have bison jerky, edible bison
Oh,
jerky.
no shit.
Yeah,
What?
and it's like a little piece is about 10, so you have like 3 or 4 of those. You're
Oh, yeah.
good.
Are
and
you
it's
kidding?
It's so good.
They can do so many great things
Yeah.
now with like this lady at my show the other day. I was talking. I have a bit about like eating edibles in my stand up.
Yeah.
And after the show, she comes up to me and she opens her purse and she's like, "Do you want some popcorn?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. Like I don't eat stuff like that." And she's like,
like-
she's
Especially
like,
out of
"No."
a purse.
She's like, "This has marijuana." I'm like, "Oh, really? How many milligrams?" She's like, 400. I was like, "What, dude?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna die."
crack.
She probably did it with a butter, so it's
Oh, no.
like
I was
there's
gonna
no
say
way
like
to
marijuana
know.
butter, THC butter.
She took pictures of the whole thing, like the whole
Yeah.
process, and I'm like, I have to drive home. I have like a 3-hour drive.
You just take a handful,
I
you'll be
was-
fine.
Well, not to drive. I can't. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I was too worried.
Yeah. Good.
But so she gave them to me, and like I came home and I ate them, and I was like, this is so fucking good, dude.
You took the magical popcorn out of the lady's purse. I love
She gave it
that.
to me.
I love that.
If fans after shows want to give you stuff, who am I to tell them they can't give me stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
For that, everybody.
Yeah, give me stuff. Bring me
Yeah.
stuff to shows.
Bring
speaking
him
of-
mushroom chocolates. That's what he
Oh
needs.
god, I can't fuck with mushrooms.
Shit,
I haven't
yeah.
gotten there yet. I barely started with like the edibles.
You
And
don't have a bad trip.
yeah, I don't know.
That's scary.
I'm sure.
Bad people have bad trips. You'll be fine.
Yeah, apparently if you're like if you go into it positive, then you have a nice trip. If you're upset or you're thinking bad things, and like people come.
I feel like we should do mushrooms.
In
the
my
next
Right here.
podcast.
in my experience, people who like are like like people I know who are like shysters who like fuck people over and take money from people
Oh,
and stuff.
they
Like
have
I used
that.
to know this jujitsu coach who would have bad trips and he didn't like to mess with edibles, but he was like a very sketchy dude. He would definitely take people for their money and stuff. And I feel like subconsciously your body punishes you for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
totally your
Yeah.
inner demons come out.
Yeah, if you go about it in a good way, you'll you
No,
know.
I'll be fine.
See
Next time we
ponies.
come, we'll all do it together.
That's
Oh,
what I
fun.
what I
On a
recommend.
burger.
Take 3 days, do it on the second, so you have a day to recover on the back end. But the day before, get a bunch of stuff that you've been putting off, get it done. So you're just like your mind is clear and free. You're
Cure
like
cancer.
Noted.
Pay off all my bills.
just get like do errands the day before and get a bunch of stuff that you worry
Just get
about
my
off your
laundry
mind. Clear the old mind.
I like it.
Fly to the moon.
You sound like an expert, Alex.
Yeah, you know what you're
By the
talking
way,
about.
this is Alex. He's one of our sound guys here,
Yeah.
also a comic. Follow him
Hi,
at
Alex.
Con.tv.
con.tv. That's
C-O-N-N,
Alex.
yeah.
And then tell them where to find you, Steph.
Definitely follow me on Instagram. That is Steph Langnas, STEPHLAN, N as in Nancy, GNAS.
Yeah, and then it'll be in the show notes too.
It's long.
Do you have anything coming up?
And if you follow Peter, there's a story with her tagged in it from Comedy Pop-Up. You'll
Correct.
probably
Love
share.
that.
So,
Correct.
Fun.
Do you have anything coming up that you want to let like people know about or anything?
Well, something recently, I was just on a golf game show called Holy Moly on ABC, so you should definitely check out season 1,
Wait,
episode 7.
A golf game show?
It's like, you ever seen Wipeout?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like that, but with mini golf. It's Steph Curry's new show, and I got knocked the F out, okay?
Wait, like literally?
Like, practically concussed by a windmill. Windmill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, thing
I
just
want to
Really?
watch the show now.
Yeah, they
Oh,
they
wow.
actually cut that part, so you don't see my full thing. I did not win. My competitor won the like
Oh, wow.
$25,000.
25 G's.
Now it's like 200,000.
So it's just miniature golf?
It's miniature golf,
I mean, but like,
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
with
crazy obstacle
concussions.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, like getting dropped into water and like all this
Oh.
crazy stuff. That's like my most recent thing. And
Is
I-
every episode mini golf or is it different? Like
the whole
quests?
season? No, it's always mini golf, but you have to like do some. I had to go up like a lubricated mountain, and then once I got to the top, then I got to putt. So
Oh.
you have to like go through these crazy.
So it's like physical too.
it's like obstacles.
Oh, okay.
And then like the putt comes and the putt's like not even that hard. It's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
So it's for golfers, but also you need to be like agility trained
Is
as
Steph
well.
Curry a big golfer?
Yes.
Yeah,
his
he is.
thing?
He's,
Oh.
he's
so
really
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good.
He was on the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's just a good athlete.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely should check that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, and what's it called again?
Holy moly.
Holy moly.
It's in my bio. You can click the link. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
cool.
sick.
Anything else?
What else? I don't know. I'm going home for the holidays, so I kind
That's
of
right.
like take a
Thanks
break.
for coming in before
Of
the
course.
holidays.
Yeah. So mostly just that, and then I'll pick back up when I get back for the new year.
Okay.
Pilot season.
That's right. I'm getting ready. I
You
just
are?
had a meeting with my manager. And
Yeah.
She's like, all right, dude, this is it.
Yeah.
If you don't book anything this pilot season, we're going to have to let you
I
go.
know.
Ready.
All right, dude.
She's like, we're canning ya.
Pretty
Get out
much.
of here.
Okay, guys. So I, as you guys know, am planning this huge thing where I'm going to all 30 Major League Baseball cities next season, and I'm doing shows in each city. So if you live in a city where there's a Major League Baseball team, I'm coming your way at some point next year. So to look out for that. It's called the League of My Own Tour. There's a vlog on YouTube that I've started. There's only a couple episodes because we're still a few months out, but I just want to update everybody every week. So if you check my YouTube out, that's on there. If you want to come see me do stand-up, I got a bunch of shows coming up in the LA area. Go to my website, www.petersers.com. Like I said, follow Steph, follow Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie, for coming in today.
Thank you for
I'm sorry,
having
I said
me.
Stephanie, but Steph.
It's fine.
I mean,
Formal.
and thank you guys for listening. And you guys have been great. The camera adds 10 pounds. Peace out, guys. Bye.
Whoop.
Thank you.